Cool. Hi, Long.
Hi, Ken.
Cool. Are you all set?
Yeah.
Sweet. I think we can go ahead and get started. Yeah, I really want to thank the TomoChain community, the Chainlink community, and the blockchain community for joining us today. We got a really special guest, Long Vuong from the CEO of TomoChain is joining us. So the goal of this Q&A is to allow the community to learn more about the integration between TomoChain and Chainlink, explore all the new products and features and everything that TomoChain is developing, as well as what makes this integration unique and TomoChain's very unique approach to decentralized finance and blockchain in general. I also want to thank both the teams and users of each product, as well as the teams that helped kind of put this together and helped make this a reality. So our agenda today, it'll be about 15 to 30 minutes of Q&A structured. If you have questions, feel free to drop them into the YouTube chat and we'll be able to get to some of those as well. And if you have questions that are not addressed, you can always drop by the TomoChain Telegram as well as the Chainlink channels, and we'd be happy to help answer those afterwards. So without further ado, yeah, really appreciate you coming, Long. Maybe you can start by just introducing yourself, a little bit about what you do at TomoChain and what your team is building and what you're working on.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on the AMA and to talk with the community. So my name is Long Vuong. I did my PhD in economics in the University of Massachusetts from 2006 to 2014. And it was in my last year of the study I got involved with Bitcoin and the altcoin space. And yeah, I have been on and off the space, and we started TomoChain project in 2017. With TomoChain, we started with building a more scalable, a more performant public blockchain alternative to Ethereum. And then I think we started with Ethereum code base and we built a lot of different stuff on top of it. And I think crypto finance and in general and DeFi in particular is something we really interested in. And recently we launched a new client upgrade called TomoX, and it allows the matching engine inside the client in the decentralized manner, and that's what we really excited about.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for answering that. So yeah, you guys just recently launched a decentralized exchange. Is that correct?
No, it is. So if you are familiar with 0x, then I think the concept of TomoX is somewhat different, even though there is a difference, right? Because with TomoX, we actually being able to modify the core client to put the matching engine and the order book inside the client. So the Masternode who is running the infrastructure and maintaining the network is also keeping the order book for the exchange. Yeah, and the concept here is just with public chain pipeline maintaining the exchange infrastructure, there will be different layer on top of it. So different projects and in different regions can run a layer and sharing the liquidity network on TomoChain. So it's just not one exchange, but it's more like a relay network with multiple exchange on top of it.
Got it. Okay, very interesting. So what's kind of your product roadmap look like, and what do you see what are you guys focusing on building right now, and where do you see it going?
Yeah, I think Right now, our primary focus is still on the TomoX and its Relay network and different exchange on top of TomoX. We also launched like a P2P lending. So using the TomoX matching engine, we are able to build a P2P lending platform on top of it. So end user can log in and offer their USDT at different interest rates, and the borrower can log in and use the collateral in BTC, in Ether, in Tomo to make a loan in USDT. And I think for the next 3 months, our roadmap is still on completing and improving the TomoX infrastructure, build better liquidity network, build better tool and statistic, so we can expose the TomoX to a different site like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, and DF.com, and also improve the UI UX for the end user.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds really exciting. The whole lending right now is definitely a big interest to a lot of users.
Yeah.
So TomoChain and Chainlink. So we integrated with each other a little over a year now. It's been a while, and the community was really excited and gets really excited about TomoChain. I know I'm a big fan. What really made you pursue that integration, and how does TomoChain use decentralized oracles within TomoX and your platform?
I think Oracle is very important, because the fact is, if you are deploying smart contract on a public chain, it's very difficult to change different parameter, and very difficult to actually use the smart contract to code to the outside service. And for example, when we are building TomoX and different exchange, we need like, especially for the P2P lending, we need a price for different assets so that we know when to liquidate, collateral, right? And that's why we need like a stable price, like real time market price for BTC, for Tomo, for Ether. And I think Chainlink is doing a really good job providing a stable and decentralized prices for different projects, different exchange on top of TomoX.
Cool. Yeah. Can you maybe elaborate a little more on which price feeds that you guys are specifically using?
So, for example, when one user want to borrow USDT and they collateral BTC, for example, right, or Tomo, so we set the collateral requirement at 150% of the value you borrow. But if the collateral price falling under, like maybe falling 50%, right, you need to top up the collateral, or the collateral will be liquidated and returned to the lender. And I think the price is coming in to determine when we should, or the system should liquidate the collateral. So, for example, if you make a loan today, the Bitcoin price could be like 9,300, but it could be like 7,000, right? Like 2 weeks from now. And I think the system we have, they need to depend on a stable and reliable price of BTC, of Tomo, to make the decision when to liquidate a contract.
Got it. Yeah. It's really interesting, especially with like B2B lending, which sounds a lot different than some of the other products that you see on the market, but how vital correct price feeds can be. And, you think it's just a price feed, but really it's something that, is valuing a lot of money for a lot of different people. Architecturally, how was it when you integrated with Chainlink? What was kind of the process and the flow like working with the Chainlink team and kind of going through that process?
So I think one of the different thing about TomoChain P2P lending and exchange system is that we actually build the matching engine inside the client. So it's not purely smart contract based, but it's also like a client based. So I think Chainlink have excellent API, and the documentation is very easy to follow. And we try to figure out how to actually like using the different API endpoint and use this in our client instead of the smart contract. So it's a little bit different from other smart contract platform.
Cool. Yeah. That sounds. Thanks for sharing that. To kind of take a step back. So you guys are primarily based out of Vietnam. Is that correct?
Yeah. So TomoChain is registered, kind of like the TomoChain company, right? We register in Singapore, but the founding team and most of our engineers are based in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I think a lot of people are interested. So how do you see like the growth of DeFi in like Asia in general, and especially in like Singapore and Vietnam? And how do you see users kind of interacting with your platform, and where do you see it going over the next 3 months to a year?
I think for me, right, DeFi is really about financial freedom, and you can do something that you cannot do, and you cannot do, or you are not allowed to do in traditional financial system. I think a lot of people trading Bitcoin and doing a lot of trading on Bitcoin because it gives them kind of like the freedom they never have in the traditional financial system, and it's particularly relevant for people in some emerging markets like Vietnam, maybe China, India. Not so much for Singaporean, right? Singaporean as really well off. They have a lot of financial instruments. They can even invest in United States stock market. But I think for emerging markets, DeFi is a really good tool and have like a really good financial freedom they can have.
Got it. So with like a kind of like the pandemic and everything that's happening, did you notice a big difference in your region, like the way that like people are interacting, or how do you see this affecting the progress of cryptocurrency, blockchain, decentralized finance, and everything kind of growing?
I think crypto space and DeFi space will benefit over the long term if people stay at home more, right? Except that I think a lot of people is already missing the conference circles. But like for our team, we have 1 month work from home, and most of the things are still running well because we communicate over the internet most of the time anyway.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Yeah. That's really interesting. So, yeah, I mean, is there anything else that like you've noticed, or what do you think can really speed along kind of this progress and of getting more people? And how do you think we can like kind of break down these barriers of going from like this normal world with normal banking infrastructure, and how do you think more people can get more mainstream adoption using products?
So I think there is a concept of yield farming, kind of like circling around Twitter right now, right? So people like doing kind of like funding Curve.finance or Uniswap so they can get yield. I think even though like Compound is paying like 4% API on USDT right now, but the yield used to be very high but it's kind of like lower. And actually, kind of like the more CFI, centralized finance, like BlockFi, Celsius, is actually offering better interest, like 8-9%. But I think, like for me, I'm from Vietnam, and I think the people in Vietnam was not allowed to have an interest-bearing USD account. And I think that's happened in other developing and emerging markets as well, like maybe Argentina and in China as well. So I think having like Bitcoin or having an USD account that earns some interest is attractive to a lot of people. I'm having some. But I think if we want to get more people, user, kind of like mainstream user, the UI, UX have to be more frictionless, right? And I still think it will take for some time. We take some time because right now most mainstream users they are not used to keeping the key and explaining the concept of private key, and you need to self-custody your fund. It's a little bit challenging. Yeah, it will take some time, I think. But I think like, every have like emerging new paradigm will take like early adopter first. I don't think we are at the point to go mainstream right now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge trying to explain people public keys, private keys, what I'm just explaining to friends and family. So there's definitely a learning curve, but there's making a lot of progress. When you started TomoChain, so what year did you start kind of like idolizing and working on TomoChain?
So we started the project in 2017, and we did the ICO in 2018, like March 2018. So I think one of the things we did is we looking at the consensus mechanism, and we decided to go with a variant of DPoS. We call this POSV, proof of stake voting, and comparing to EOS and Tron, we did have a fairly decentralized network of delegates. So we have up to 150 masternodes, and we actually have 150 masternodes running right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have Binance joining as staker. We have KuCoin joining as staker, and some as a community member like CoinGecko, and a lot of other indie and community node as well. So I think that's the consensus mechanism, which later will turn into a governance mechanism as well. I think that's one of the things I'm very proud of. And the next thing I think the next major thing we are doing is TomoX, the decentralized liquidity network. That's allow people to build a decentralized exchange very easy and share the liquidity with the whole network. I think there is some challenging issue with the UI, not as easy as you need swap on Ethereum, but we are improving on that. And the third major thing that is not happened yet, but we plan to do in the next couple of months is the privacy. We have a protocol called TomoP, Tomo Privacy, which uses a smart contract to hide the sender and the amount of transactions you did. And yeah, I think these are some of the major things on TomoChain.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, I think I was reading on your weekly wrap post from last week. So there's, I think, like 60%, over 60% of people that are locked up in staking in these masternodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive. That's really cool. So you started in 2017. What was kind of like your motivation? So you have an economics background. What kind of sparked the idea of TomoChain, and what made you like really want to just like dive headfirst and pursue this?
Yeah, I think that came a long way from 2014, and like as I was in my last year of study, I'm kind of like I tried to finish, but the study, but it was difficult, and I found Bitcoin, right? But at the beginning, I already kept like more interested in like what else can you do beside Bitcoin, and I joined the NEM blockchain. I joined and founded NEM blockchain, NEM blockchain, and in 2014. But I left the project later this year, and came back to Vietnam in 2015. So I think like I am on kind of like always like trying to build new thing, more like a startup guy. And in 2017, I came back, looking at the crypto space, and I felt like TomoChain is what we want to do.
Cool. Yeah, I think we got a few minutes left. Is there what else do you like to do like on your free time? I know that you're a really busy person, and is there anything else that you enjoy doing, and things over in Vietnam?
Yeah. I read Twitter a lot.
Twitter?
Right? Follow different people. Right, a lot of debate is going on. I think it is a very useful communication platform. Right, you can learn a lot from following different people on Twitter. Obviously, I'm on Telegram a lot of time, right, interacting with the community. Yeah. Otherwise, we have a team here. We play sport, right, football with each other. I read book in my free time, playing with my family, my kids. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Any good books that you recommend to people that are looking to kind of get into the space and?
So this is a good one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just bought it like a few days ago. So the Bitcoin standard, I think is one of that like cornerstone book. Mm-hmm. When you get into Bitcoin space and you want to understand the monetary underpinning, the monetary foundation of Bitcoin and crypto space. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, if people want to join the TomoChain communities and want to learn more, where do you have any place that you want to direct them to?
Yeah, I think our community running a multiple Telegram channel. We have the main chat, we have private chat, we have Masternodes, and a sticker chat. And you can go to our forum at forum.tomochain.com. That's where the discussion is more like longer and more thoughtful. Mm-hmm. And you can find different projects building on TomoChain, discussing different technical things on the forum. If you want like just to check out, and ask a question about TomoChain, you can go to Telegram. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. For everyone that's listening in, I'll drop those links into the description afterwards. We'll do a little bit of slide editing, and I'll put those in there, and then everyone can join those channels. Is there anything else, Long, that you want to share that maybe that we didn't get a chance to touch on?
I think Chainlink have been doing a great job so far. Kind like partnering with different projects in the space, and also partnering with really big project like in China, right? So you got a very big news yesterday about partnering with a project in China. So I think like if you are in the crypto space, I think you should be open-minded and look at different projects, right? I think there are multiple projects doing interesting things like Chainlink and like TomoChain. And yeah, I think so. We are all together trying to build something worldwide, and hopefully these things will stay even longer than very, very long time in the future. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, within like that kind of that comment of like the the China government blockchain. Is there anything similar kind of happening in Vietnam or any of the other countries in Southeast Asia that you notice?
Unfortunately, I think the Vietnamese government is a little bit slower in adoption. We did have multiple conversations with the government officer, and it takes some time, right? And but I hope there will be some fruitful result in the future. Yeah.
Cool. Well, Long, I really appreciate your time. The Chainlink and TomoChain communities really appreciate your time, and this is a really interesting conversation. So thanks a lot for joining us. I know it's evening over there. But yeah, everyone that's joining us, I think that wraps up our video Q&A for today. Really appreciate all of your time. I know it's early here in the United States for you joining us here. Also want to mention that Chainlink is starting a Southeast Asia Chainlink Telegram group. So we'll also put that link into the description. We're looking for people to help us do more AMAs like this, run more meetups, help grow the Southeast Asia community. So if you're in that region and interested and want to help kind of build this community from the ground floor with us, definitely join that Telegram group. Drop us a note. Feel free to message me on Twitter or Telegram, wherever, and we can be in touch and kind of game plan a way to kind of go about that. Again, really want to thank you, Long, for joining us, the community for joining us, and other team members that also helped. I know Len, Rory were in the background really making this come into fruition. So thank you guys as well. We again are looking to do a lot more of these in the future, so make sure to subscribe to the Chainlink YouTube channel and get notified when we go live and when we promote videos and do other things. Otherwise, again, thanks, Long, and really appreciate your time. It was a great chat.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, have a good rest of your evening.
Bye bye.